When you live full-time on the road, you learn real quick that unexpected twists come with the terrain. But maybe we weren't expecting this many twists back to back. We are here in Skagway, Alaska, and our goal is to be here in Seattle, Washington in less than a month. It's only a 30-hour drive, but if you know us, you know that we go at a different pace. We are on a mission to travel Alaska to Argentina in our studio on wheels. And the thing is, when we visit a place, we dive in deep. We are obsessed with experiencing the landscapes, people, history, and stories of the Americas through the lens of our art. So we travel slow. But we are dead set on making it south for the winter. It's already early October, so it's time to get going. Enter. This is Skagway. This is Seattle. The quickest way to get there is to turn right around and drive north out of Skagway and then down. That's what we intended to do. But 1 week ago, when we were driving towards Skagway, there was a particular part of that drive that made us rethink that plan. White Pass. The descent from White Pass into Skagway is, in a word, scary. At least if you drive an 11-ton home on wheels like we do. The drive from summit to sea level is only about 11.5 miles, but it's a dramatic drop of unrelenting grades. We recently had engine problems on our way back from the Arctic Ocean, so we're really not in the mood to push our luck driving back up that road. And so, we're putting our bus on a boat. The Alaska Marine Highway is a vital part of Alaska's transportation system. In a state with many coastal communities completely disconnected from the highway system, it's pretty important. It's costing us $222 to get our bus and ourselves from Skagway to Haines, where a slightly less daunting mountain pass awaits. Enter. I'm gonna have to back her in. Now, in our partnership, Jose and I have our specific jobs. He cooks, I clean. He films, I write the scripts. I do the taxes, and he drives the bus. Except when we need to film the bus. So this plot twist landed in my lap today, and this makes me a little nervous. Turns out a good director is worth their weight in gold, and this guy's got experience. Together, we slide Bobby Bus into place like it's nobody's business, with just enough space for me to exit and then head up top to find Jose. So now I just have to find Jose. I don't know where he is. So now we're going to the upper deck. See if we can find Jose here. Where is he? There he is, I found him. To get from Skagway to Haines, the ferry is going to take us down through the Taya Inlet of Lynn Canal, which just so happens to be one of the longest and deepest fjords in North America. On both sides, the rugged coast mountains shoot straight from the sea to the sky. This has got to be one of the most majestic ferry rides that we will ever take. A fjord is a glacially carved valley, once filled with ice and now filled with seawater. The peaks all around us are just the tip of the iceberg. Their steep slope continues downward, far below the sea's surface, in some areas to depths of over 1,000 feet. The trip will take about an hour, which is just enough time to take in the views and then explore the ship. We are on the ferry from Skagway to Haines. We are on the Hubbard, it's the name of the vessel that we are on, and I'm going to give you a little walk around tour.
Down by the sea. Of the water, the coming waves kiss my feet. The touch from the warm wind is blowing. To the water to wash away the pain.
Much too soon, we begin to see houses and know that we'll be arriving any time now. We start to feel that familiar excitement of a new town just around the bend, a brand new place on Earth to see and explore. It's addictive in a way, this anticipation of the new and the unknown. Haines, here we come. The ferry terminal is an 8-minute drive from town on a road that skirts along the edge of the ocean. If the views along this road are any indication, then when it comes to views in Haines, it looks like we are in for quite a treat. Haines, Alaska is known for its vibrant art scene and raw natural beauty. Population 1,600, it is connected to the world via the Alaska Marine Highway and the Haines Highway, which it shares with British Columbia and Yukon, Canada. It must be an interesting reality to be so isolated from both your state and your country. True to Alaskan fashion, our campground is off the charts, and with Bobby Bus parked, we head off to explore Haines. Enter. This pair of artists just happened to land in town on First Friday. First Friday is a monthly summer event that celebrates the local art scene in Haines. On this day, shops, galleries, museums, and other businesses stay open late to welcome visitors in with exhibits, live music, and creative energy. This is the last first Friday of the season, and of course, without meaning to, we arrived just in time to partake.
All the things I told myself convincingly, if only just to me. Where
I don't know about you, but I have never been to a hammer museum before. Of all the museums that we have visited in our travels, this might be the most unexpected. The Hammer Museum in Haines is exactly what it sounds like, a celebration of one of humanity's oldest and most essential tools. Inside are thousands of hammers from around the world, each with its own story. Remarkably, an 800-year-old Tlingit warrior's pick was found underneath this building during renovations. How incredible is that? The museum is even in possession of an Egyptian hammerstone that archaeologists say may have been used in the construction of a pyramid. In all our travels between here and Argentina, we may be hard-pressed to find a museum as unique as this one. So we are at the Sheldon Museum and Cultural Center, and we get to vote in the People's Choice Awards for our favorite photographs. Pretty cool. If you're new to the channel, you may not know that Jose is a photographer, and we've just spent the last 2 years in constant awe of Alaska's natural beauty. So it's quite inspiring to see how other photographers see and celebrate the last frontier. There has been a lot of serendipity today, so we really aren't that surprised when we realize the pub that we ducked into for dinner is hosting open mic night.
My name's Cora, and I'm going to play you an original and a couple songs by some friends that I just love so much. You should hear them. It's been a long way, falling up to the top. We have to, but he is everything I'm not, and it's been a long, long way, falling back to the ground. But that's when you see all you ever need is what you keep on your way back, what you keep on your way back, what you keep on your way back.
As mentioned before, it's early October, which means that here in Haines, it's salmon season. And where there are salmon, there are eagles. Bald eagles are a common sight in Alaska, but that doesn't make them any less awe-inspiring. With abundant salmon runs and vast stretches of undeveloped land, Alaska offers them space to thrive. We're a little surprised we don't see bears, to be honest. The Chilkoot River is a hot spot for them during salmon season, but it seems today that our luck lies with the eagles. We leave Haines feeling a bit bummed that we didn't have more time. This is not our pace of travel, and we can't help but wonder, how many beautiful, random connections and stories did we just miss out on because we have somewhere to be? At least the wildlife makes up for it. Each fall, Haines becomes one of the best places on Earth to see bald eagles. A late run of chum salmon draws over 3,500 eagles to the Chilkat River, a gathering so extraordinary it led to the creation of the Chilkat Bald Eagle Preserve in 1982. Today, Haines is known as the Valley of the Eagles. The Chilkat River Valley is our last bit of flat land before we start climbing up to Chilkat Pass. The Haines Highway is widely considered one of the most scenic highways in North America. We'd be lying if we didn't admit that that also played a role in our decision to come this way. The highway runs from Haines to Haines Junction, Yukon, where it meets the Alaska Highway. That's where we'll take a right and loop back around to where we would have emerged had we driven north out of Skagway. Then we'll head down from there. At least that's the plan.
So this is a situation and a half. We're just going to try and get down the pass as safely as possible. It's nice, easy grades on the way down, we've read, so that's good. Bobby made it up with flying colors. And so now it's just easy does it all the way down. And yeah, really sorry we can't show you more of this beautiful highway and this beautiful road and this beautiful pass. We really wanted to do that, but Mother Nature had other plans. On the bright side, it's beautiful.
This is a hard wake-up call. We have 1,700 miles between here and Seattle, and that's 1,700 miles through remote, mountainous country. Winter is clearly on our heels, and our bus is not prepped for safe winter driving. Once the road clears, our nerves settle, and we can experience and appreciate where we are and the views that surround us. There's a perk to driving this highway so late in the season. With few other rigs on the road, it feels like we have the mountains and this wide expanse of wilderness all to ourselves. For a pair of travelers who have fallen in love with the North, there could be nothing better. By the time we reach tonight's campsite, we've reached almost a state of calm acceptance. We are 1,700 miles away from where we needed to be yesterday. But look where we are today. There is something about the Yukon that has quietly grabbed a hold of us. The wildness, the immense amount of space, the lack of crowds and mayhem. We start to wonder, is the Yukon supposed to have a larger place within the story? And British Columbia, do we really want to blaze through so fast that we barely have time to really get to know that part of the world? All these thoughts swirl in our heads, but barely leave our lips tonight. Tonight is about being content to simply be present here in the Yukon. Today, we are Whitehorse bound. Whitehorse is the capital of the Yukon and the last major city for the next 1,000 miles of our route. A few patches of white on the roadside tell us it wasn't just the pass that got snow over the last few days. But the roads are clear, our confidence boosted, and we have a renewed hope that a drive through British Columbia will totally be possible. It looks like we still have a couple weeks of good weather and clear roads, so after a quick stop in Whitehorse, we're gonna go for it. Blazing road trip through British Columbia, here we come. Bobby got chilly. What's crazy is this happened like overnight. One day it was fall, the next day we woke up and there were icicles all over the bus and snow on the ground. It was like that. Everyone in Whitehorse is taken off guard, and it's nice to know it's not just us. This isn't a mere dusting. Across town, we hear a common refrain. Wow, winter came early this year, and so suddenly. For us, we won't lie. This final nail in the coffin has sparked a little flame of happiness in us. Because we don't like rushing a good drive, and we don't like skimming over places worth really getting to know. And to be honest, we're just not done with the Yukon yet. And so, enter the last and final plot twist of this story. We are not driving south as planned. Instead, we are staying right here to live a winter in the Yukon and open ourselves to every unexpected adventure this decision is sure to bring about. Winter seems to open its arms to us, affirming that this was the right decision as we drive to the place that we will call home this winter. And where is that place? And what adventures lie ahead? Well, we will all have to wait to find out next time on Art We There Yet.